Business leaders, this is all about taking action. Watch this video if you want to take action and up-level your leadership. Hi, I'm Michael Ceely. I'm a high-performance coach for executives, entrepreneurs, and athletes. And this is the third in a three-part series of videos for business leaders. And this video is all about taking action. So if you haven't watched the first two videos, I highly suggest you do that. They are in the description below. But this video is all about taking action on a lot of things we talked about in the previous videos. So you can watch this as a one-off video. It's going to work for you too. So let's dive right into it. So this video is divided into two parts. First part is about personal development as a business leader. And the second part is about interpersonal development as a business leader. So the personal and the interpersonal both complement each other, but they're separate endeavors. But we need to start with you internally. When you get that all lined up, you're going to be a much more effective leader. You're going to look in the mirror at all the things that maybe have been preventing you from reaching the next level, and you're going to clarify your action steps on that. So let's start right now, personal development. The number one most important thing is clarifying your purpose. And this is done with a mission statement, either for yourself as a business owner or for yourself as a leader working for another company. But unless you do this, this is really the first step. You can be really clear about what your purpose is. So the action step is simply writing that mission statement. The next thing you want to do is get really clear on your self-care plan. People who are performing at a high level in business often put themselves last, and they put their health last, and their relationships last, and their energy last. You need to stop doing that, because what's going to happen is it's going to bite you. The body keeps the score. Maybe you've heard this before, but it's really true. Like, you're going to have health issues. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be like on a, think about like a 10-year stock graph trajectory going up and up and up and up. That's what I want for you. So you need to have some basic self-care in place. So these are just the basics, nothing complicated here. Get enough sleep, eat right, don't get too heavy on the booze, get plenty of exercise, have a morning routine, have time for key relationships in your life and energize those. Okay, everything I've just told you is getting like the ship solid, ready to sail. Okay, that's the basics. You need to just really take care of the ship. And so if you need to do these things. Most people do, but they don't do anything about that. So in this video, I want to really light a fire under your ass and tell you, you need to stop thinking about this stuff and actually do it. So this involves getting out your calendar, because if you put it on the calendar, then it's real. Okay, so schedule in to your daily routine, weekly, quarterly, etc., all the things I just mentioned, right? So exercising, important relationships, vacations with people, like getting all that dialed in, making sure you get enough sleep, like literally have that scheduled, like into your calendar, like when do I go to bed? When do I wake up? All this stuff, it needs to be in your calendar. So stop this video, do whatever you have to do to simply write down an action plan of everything I just mentioned about just the basics of getting your ship solid and ready to sail. Okay, once you're solid on the basics, now we need to get aggressive. We need to go out there and conquer, because that's the purpose of your business, is to basically be better than the competition. Sometimes you can coexist. That's totally fine. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about just really growing as a business, honing your product or service, and there's competition out there. And I want to get you in more of an aggressive, growth-oriented mindset. So what are some action steps here about growth and aggressiveness? So I have two exercises for you here on expansion and growth, and here's what I want you to do. The first thing is to identify somebody in your space that's doing better than you, some business that has a product or service like yours that is doing better than you, or you admire them, so you can take a page from their book. And I want you to use this business as a way to do a little bit of comparison and to feel a little bit bad, a little bit angry, a little bit competitive, like I want to be as good as that business. Or if you don't own your own business, let's say that you're an executive. What is another company in your space that's maybe catching up to you or innovating more? Or another executive or leader in even a different space who you really admire? Can you use that person as inspiration or even triggering some anger in you of like, God, I want to be like that. Using that kind of fire, we want to get the fire going here. And I don't want to just get you angry. I want you to write out, like on a piece of paper, some action steps you can do to start chasing your competitors, chasing these people that you admire. What are they doing? If they're doing something, write it down and make a plan to start doing the same thing. Okay, hopefully I've lit a fire under you. So let's recap. It's two parts, right? For personal inner development, it's really getting the ship ready for battle, like making sure it's solid, there's no leaks in it. That means getting enough sleep, exercise, clarity of purpose, all of these things. Then you go on the offense, or you're actually doing it simultaneously. So it's both. It's really taking care of the vessel that you have, and then going into attack mode, making a game out of it, almost like a sport. So again, what are the actions you're going to take? You really need to write this down, like a list of everything I'm going to start doing. Put it in the calendar, start planning it out. So after this video, you should have like a couple pieces of paper scribbled out with all kinds of action steps you're going to take. So again, pause this video, start writing, rewatch this video, whatever it takes for you. If I can be the catalyst to start pushing you to take some actions, because I know it makes sense. You're watching this video and it's probably resonating with you. So take some actions, write down what you're going to do. Okay, now let's move into the interpersonal realm. The interpersonal skills and development you need as a business leader are key. You're working with people. It's a lot about relationships. So I want to cover the top things you can start working on as a business leader in your interpersonal skills and your interpersonal development. So the biggest one, the top one I can recommend is the art of boundaries. And I come from a psychotherapy background, and I really believe in boundaries because a lot of people don't understand how important boundaries are in relationships. And it's not about cutting off people or being cold, it's about having appropriate boundaries. So appropriate boundaries mean a lot of things. Like, for example, treating your employees like adults, not like children. Tough love with your employees. Quick to fire, slow to hire. That's what you need to be working on. Maybe you have an issue with that. A lot of leaders do. But look at how you treat the employees. Another type of boundary setting is delegation. So this is trusting people on your team to do some lower value tasks and so that you can focus on leadership. So how good are you at delegating? A lot of leaders have an issue with this because they are so talented. They do take on a lot more responsibility than they need to, and they don't necessarily trust other teammates to take on some of these tasks. But again, it's about high value versus low value tasks. You need to get much better at delegating, most likely. Let's go on the offense now so that you can up the ante and communicate better and really have better relationships in business. So how do we up the ante with our business relationships? Think about it. It's about communication. So public speaking. I work with so many leaders in business who are really brilliant, but some of their public speaking skills, like if you get them on a podcast, they're not doing so well. They're not articulating their vision that they have. So take a public speaking class or take an improv acting class, something where you're able to get some feedback on how you pitch and how you present and how you articulate your ideas. And I want to give you the biggest unlock as a business leader for up-leveling your interpersonal development. It is looking at your peer group. Do a peer group audit of all the people that you associate with in business. And be brutally honest with yourself. Are these people pushing you? Are these people performing better or higher than you? And do they lift you up? Or do they kind of settle you down to a place of mediocrity? You need to be honest about your peer group, especially in the business world. I would highly suggest that you join some entrepreneur groups where you feel a little uncomfortable, a little out of place, like these people are playing in a bigger league than you. So identify some of these entrepreneur groups and just start joining them. Maybe you find it's not a great fit. That's okay. You can unjoin, okay? But really look at your peer group and who's pushing you. Because as humans, we are naturally wired to emulate our peer group. That is literally hardwired into us. So that if you can get around people who are performing at a higher level and make you feel uncomfortable, your business is going to up level, absolutely. Okay, so with all this interpersonal development I've been talking about, what actions are you going to take? So again, pause the video, brainstorm on a piece of paper, like you should be filling up notebooks or digitally or whatever you're doing, and write down how you're going to be taking action. Are you going to be joining groups? Are you going to be maybe getting a coach to talk about how to set better boundaries, doing leadership development courses, going to conventions, taking public speaking classes? What are you going to do? Okay, like write it down, put it on your schedule and do it. Okay, in summary, we've talked about personal development and leadership and interpersonal development in leadership. So if you like the flavor of this video, which is basically getting you stoked up to go out there and perform better, I do have a free masterclass in the link in the description below, and it's a lot deeper type of coaching on everything that we're talking about, and I guide you through some action steps. So if you want to sign up for that, it's totally free. There's no upsell. It's pure teaching. You're going to get a lot of value out of that. Definitely check that out. And like I said, the links to the other videos in this series, the two previous to this, are also located in the description below, so you can check those out. And subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this that are going to help you up level as a leader. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.